Hello, everybody, and welcome to Punchlines. I'm Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan. And if you were here right before the show, we were talking about how much we hate the 1-800-CARS-FOR-KIDS song. That and the O'Reilly Auto Parts song. It's kind of what we do. And it's okay because you know what? We're talking about music and movies, holiday music and movies later. But it's going to be a great show. We got tons of guests on today's show. So many great people, probably even more people here on the show today than attended the Falcons and Panthers game yesterday in Carolina. Look at that. It's not a lot. That's like right before kickoff. That looks like a high school football game. I hope they just let everybody sit where they want right there. Or basically, I think the thing was with Carolina is if you showed up, you got to punt. You got to be the punter right there. Ryan McCormick. Ryan, wait a second. Ryan's not here. Matt Neverett is here. Matt, what happened? Where's Ryan?
Ryan, some people think he might have partied with his buddy Daniel Bellinger a little too hard in New York.
Bellinger, yes.
No, he is under the weather. I got the text nice and early this morning. This isn't real, believe it or not, but it's based on the text that I got this morning, it's probably not too far-fetched to believe.
Yeah, Ryan is under the weather. He is not with us today. Matt's filling in. I don't want to know what Google image or what search you got to get that person in that bed.
I just searched his name and that popped up, you know.
All right, so Matt's filling in for Ryan. It is a Monday, and of course that means the lovely Alex White is here. Alex, our sports betting analyst, and we call her the queen of South Point right now, really. I think that's what you've been knighted. And
I can't be the queen of South Point, though.
You can't be. Who's the queen of South Point?
Sally Gone.
Sally Gone, okay.
Yeah.
It's the owner's wife of the hotel, yes.
Yeah, and
Princess.
daughter-in-law. Yeah.
Oh, daughter-in-law. Oh,
yeah.
Michael's wife, yeah.
But they're family friends, so I know them very well. And her two daughters, I actually coached one of her daughters when she was cheering at Gorman.
Oh,
So,
okay. That's the high school you went to, Bishop Gorman.
I went to Bishop Gorman here, and then I coached the cheerleaders there for
There used to be
5
one
years.
of the what are those things called?
Megaphones?
Megaphones, yeah, that's it. There was a megaphone here for the longest time in the studio. Now, the only thing we have here is a vacuum that I don't know if anyone's ever ran. Oh, and we have our Christmas tree. I'm sorry.
Charlie Brown style.
We got our Charlie Brown Christmas tree, if you look. Who put the star in there? Because that is literally that. Oh, and
That is all Ann.
our
It's a
director,
nice touch.
Ann, great job. Jerry's also here today. No Sean. But Ann, good job on the tree. And it's a really cute tree. Were you here for the price of that? Did you guess the price? Were you here for that?
I
Dave?
actually watched your show
Oh, you saw it.
with Steve Stallworth, and
Yeah.
he actually guessed it
Yeah,
right.
he
Buy
did.
one, get one.
I wasn't here.
Funny.
Trees are expensive, though.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
That's
I got one. I got one
$50
at
tree?
Home Depot. That's always a good place to go. And I got it at Home Depot, and it was, it was like, I don't know. I don't want to say how much. It was $500 or $600. But anyway, I get big trees. No. And then I see a commercial for this Star Nursery, which is like a local place.
Big time.
Yeah, I should have went there. They had it for like $20 cheaper.
Not
It's a
that
big
far
time
from
chain.
here.
Yeah.
It's not that far. I know. I should have
One on
went.
Blue Diamond, yeah.
Damn it!
I know you don't know Blue Diamond. There's one if you go.
I know Blue Diamond almonds,
that
which are my
direction.
favorite almonds. Blue Diamond. No, I'm getting to know that's the 215 right there, right? 215 and Blue Diamond, something like that.
Close enough.
Something like that.
You hear Ann laughing. Yeah, close enough.
And then Spearmint Rhino, right around there. Spearmint Rhino. Is that Blue Diamond?
Not to be confused with the Peppermint Hippo.
Peppermint Hippo, exactly. Lots of establishments with clever names.
I
Those
think
are.
you're thinking 15, right? 15, you get off.
I thought Blue Diamond was too. Oh, this is, by the way, we're doing a map of Nevada,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. You can Google that. We have a big show for you guys today. I already said Alex White is here. This is episode number 49, ladies and gentlemen. And when I think 49, this was kind of embedded in my brain by my grandfather, who's a big boxing fan, Rocky Marciano. 49-0 in his career, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Rocky. Look at this guy, Rocky Marciano. 49-0, 46 knockouts.
They don't make them like that anymore.
They don't make him like that. And he beat Joe Louis when Joe Louis was already past his prime. But Rocky, 49-0, never lost a fight. And I believe tragically died in a plane crash, if I'm not mistaken. But Rocky, when I hear the number 49, I always think Rocky Marciano because I had a little book my dad gave me. My grandfather was a boxing book. And I remember I could see the image in my head of him. One of those pictures almost, it said 49-0, the greatest of all time. It was a really old book. I don't know if it was before Ali or not, but there you go. Later on in the show, also, Chris Andrews will be here. Chris Andrews, sportsbook director right here at the lovely South Point. By the way, South Point all weekend was fabulous. We had the rodeo in town or the roping. I don't know, it was roping, whatever it is, but it was unbelievable here. And it's a movie and music Monday, which we will be doing our favorite Christmas songs later. Thank you to Dom's Pizza in Trafford for watching the show, Steiner's here in Vegas, and Oasis for airing the show, Alex. I have not been to Oasis yet, but I will be tomorrow.
Very good. What are you doing tomorrow?
There might be a little holiday party. Might be a little Christmas party going on here. And now I know I shouldn't have mentioned it on air. Now everyone's going to show up. Please listen. I know the paparazzi's watching. Please let us have our party. I'll come out and sign stuff if you really want me to.
I mean, you're used to it. It's all of us that got to get used to the paparazzi following us around, right?
You know, I left LA for that reason.
Exactly.
I came here for this job. I wanted to get out of the whole Nobu and the sunsets, so I just got to get out of there. Today is December 18th. Can you believe it? 1 week from Christmas. In 7 days, it'll be Christmas 2023. It's our Alaska episode, number 49. Alaska's the 49th state. Tomorrow's a big Hawaii 5-0. When I think number 49, the only baseball player I could think of that came to mind is honestly Ron Guidry. Ron Guidry played for the Yankees. Now, I hated the Yankees in the 70s. There he is. They nicknamed him Louisiana Lightning. I think he won a Gold Glove for that play alone. Oh, I know who that ump is at first. Oh, that guy calling him. Oh, the big heavyset guy, Frank Lucchesi. That umpire called him out. I could tell by just looking at him. And there he is. That's Monument. What do they call that? Monument Park?
Monument Park, yeah. Used to be in the field of play at the original Yankee Stadium.
Was it really?
It was like on the center field fence. It was kind of set back, but you could hit a ball that rolled all the way up there in the old Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, before the remodel.
They're on Yankee Stadium 3 right now.
Yeah, right,
it
is.
2,
but anyway, Ron Guidry, he's in the Yankee Hall of Fame. Now, I remember this. I didn't even look this up. I'm 99% positive. 1978, he went 25-3. 25 wins, 3 losses. And on Monday or Friday nights, I would watch a Dodger game or an Angel game when we lived in LA and I was starting to follow baseball. And it was an Angel game one night. And this is how I found out about Ron Guidry. He pitched against the Angels, and I think he struck out like 15, 16 batters. And it was the first time I had seen a crowd at a ball game start that clapping to get, with 2 strikes. And I don't know if it was for Ron Guidry, if that's where it started. That's where it started for me. So I remember, and he struck out. It was like Don Baylor, Bobby Grich, all these great Angels. And I had RC Cola cans. Have you heard of RC? There we go. And our love of Coke Zero. RC Cola was big in the 70s. And they had these baseball player cans, Alex. And you could get it. So a soda was like, I don't know, what was it? Probably a nickel?
45 cents.
Yeah, it was like a quarter, 45 cents, something like that. So I'd get these cans, and there'd be baseball players on them. Now, I saved these cans. I'm talking like 20 cans. So I had them in Los Angeles as a kid. Took them to Pittsburgh when we moved. Moved numerous times in Pittsburgh. Moved to L.A. They made the move. I've had them in like a box with baseball cards, stuff like that. So I finally get to one of my most recent places in L.A. I'm like, I'm going to go on eBay and see how much these are worth. Under $1 each can.
No way. Hey, that's a profit.
Yeah, that is a profit. They're like under $1. These cans have traveled tens of thousands of miles. I've had them for 40 years. They're worth like $1.
I'll tell you what, RC Cola is still around. You want to know how I know that?
How?
When the Penguins opened up Consol Energy Arena, now PPG Paints Arena, their food and beverage deal that they signed initially, not with Coke, not with Pepsi, with RC Cola, I swear to God. And it lasted 1 season.
And I believe, did it stand for Royal Crown? No, it can't be Royal Crown.
It's just, people probably put Crown Royal in the Royal.
Yeah, RCCR, yeah. I know what that, but it was RC Cola. Have you ever had RC Cola?
Yes, I have.
Look up these cans. I'm telling you, I had all these cans, and they're worth nothing.
Did you ever sell any of your baseball cards, or did you keep all of those?
I've sold some cards. Now, I'll tell you what, when I first moved to L.A., so the year, was it 98, McGuire Sosa home run race, okay? I think it was 98. So I had a Mark McGuire rookie card. Mark McGuire's rookie card was him on the Olympic team in 84, I think. Yeah. 84. So it was him in like American hat, and he was hot, right? He's him and Sosa are gone. So I went over to the card shop in North Hollywood, and I had my binder with all my good cards, some Ripken rookie cards, some Gwynn, some Ricky Henderson. He goes, really want these right here, these McGuire cards. Oh, man. All right, I'm like, how much? And now I knew looking in a Beckett's guide they were worth like, I thought like $100 or maybe even more. Because I'll give you like $30. I'm like, what? I'm like, now I had no money for food. I sold 1 or 2 of them. So I got like $60. And I went to the grocery store and I bought Hamburger Helper, beef stroganoff, probably some Cokes, probably some regular Cokes or Diet Dr. Peppers. And I ate off of it for weeks, but I sold them, right? And I was like, well, I need it. I was in a pinch, And then McGuire and the steroids comes out and the card price plummets to like $1. So I won.
Savvy business move.
Savvy,
right?
yeah.
Now, was this before or after your appearance on the game show Debt?
This was after my appearance on Debt. Debt I went on in like 96 or 97, and I won $14,106. Yeah. got a check for $14,106. And that was a big moment, right? It was exciting. Put it in the bank, and I lived off that for years. And you're supposed to pay taxes, which statute of limitations, they can't get me, right? Yeah, I didn't pay many taxes. Well, I wasn't making much. It counts as income. So yeah, I won that money, and then I guess I burned through that. And like 3 years later, 14 grand doesn't last 3 years usually, but I made it stretch.
Especially nowadays.
I was living with my cousin Greg for free, but yeah. So anyway, I sold my McGuire cards. Yeah.
So that's it, though. You have the rest of your cards?
I do have a lot of good cards left, and I still have like some mold. I collected 77, 78, 79, 80, probably from 77 to like 87. And then I started staying up on the ride just a lot. But I had like probably 10,000 baseball cards.
Wow.
Because my brother has all of my dad's cards, and I know you and him were talking about it.
Yeah.
And he wants my help to, put them on eBay. Or there's an app called Whatnot. I don't know if you've heard of it.
It shows up in my TikTok, this guy that you can see how much cards are worth. Yeah, it keeps showing up because I opened it once, right? So yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. People do these live shows, and they auction them off right there. So you don't have to wait, online for people to bid. People just bid right there in real time.
Oh, wow.
And so,
no, I don't know about that
that's
one.
an option. I'll have to show you.
Plus on TikTok, I just see the people do the live rips.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The live rip when they open cards.
Those are fun.
I'm fascinated by it.
I
watched a guy open a 1988 pack of Fleer baseball cards yesterday. He got a Benny DiStefano, which was the Italian catcher the Pirates had, and he was a left-hander. I think the last left-handed catcher, which is very awkward and rare. And he opened up a couple. He had Bob Walk in there. He had a couple Pirates in there. I mentioned Pittsburgh, Jerry. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I'm only allowed to talk about Pittsburgh. What's the over/under? I am only supposed to get one.
Yeah, that's already two.
We're gonna go way over.
We're going over. We're doing it live. We're going over.
Especially with the collage.
All right. Well, let's do the collage. All right. So we got a Larry McWilliams.
Not on that one. No. You'll like this one.
So we got number 48. It's our show 49. We like to do the collages. Even in Ryan's absence, Matt has done a collage. Yeah, Timmy Wakefield. All right, Tim Wakefield. Knuckleballer who sadly just passed away about 5 or 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think he ended with an even 200 wins, if I'm not mistaken, just for Boston maybe, and he had like 200 wins. Boy, the 92 playoffs, had he pitched Game 7, you never know what would have happened. Maybe, well, Drabek was amazing. But anyway, Bobby Mitchell.
Hall of Famer there on the bottom right,
yep.
Yeah.
Cleveland. Who else? Ron Guidry. Jamie Moyer.
He wore number 49 for the first 4 years of his 22-year career.
Jamie Moyer, left-handed pitcher. And I believe this won more games after 40 than before 40 or something ridiculous, or after 35. The guy played forever. He was in his mid to late 40s, right? When he retired?
He's 61 nowadays.
What's that?
He's 61 nowadays.
61.
He last pitched when he was 49 in 2012. Yeah.
He pitched till he was 49. Oh, and today's 49.
Bingo.
So 49. He wore 49. He pitched till he was 49. And he was just throwing soft stuff up there. Me and Nagel were talking about him one night. He's like, I can't believe more. But I think he won more games after 35 than he did before. He stayed around forever.
He's also the all-time leader in home runs allowed.
Is he really?
522.
You pitch that long and you throw up wiffle balls like that. Yeah, it's going to happen.
And then I thought you'd like this last one. Do you recognize the name Dwayne Woodruff?
Are you kidding me? That's when I woke up and I saw number 49, the first thing I see is Dwayne Woodruff.
So 1979 to 1990. Do you know what he's up to nowadays?
I don't know, but I met him when I was a kid. What is he up to?
He's a judge.
Is he really?
He ran for Supreme Court in Pennsylvania. Yeah, he's a judge in the Pittsburgh area.
Judge Woodruff. Why do I think maybe I have heard that now that you mentioned that? No, that was the first number I actually thought of, but because Jerry has put me on a strict Pittsburgh diet on the show.
A pitch count.
A pitch count. There you go. Because I said Friday's show, he was like, Pittsburgh. Yeah, I know, Jerry. Jerry wants to say the F word again. I know he does. Anyway, no, I met Dwayne Woodruff when I was a kid at a mall signing. It was very exciting. But I thought, all right, there's show 49. Okay.
I thought we were just going to talk about great players who played for the 49ers.
Oh, that would have been too easy.
49ers.
They all have it on the helmet.
Could have done that. That would have been good. Who's your favorite 49er of all time?
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana from Western Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh. Jerry, I'm sorry, but he's from the Pittsburgh area. He went to Monongahela High School, I believe, played at Notre Dame. Brent Jones. I also believe he has ties to the Pittsburgh area. Brent Jones. I liked Roger Craig was a running back when I was a kid, who should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way, NFL committee. The guy was I think he had 1,000 yards receiving and rushing in the same season.
And he was
might have been the first guy.
He was SMU, right? It was him and Eric Dickerson.
No, that's Craig James.
I'm getting my Craigs
mixed up. That's the white guy. Roger Craig, not white.
Getting my Craigs mixed up.
He was unbelievable. He should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know why he's not, but other 49ers. Dwight Clark when I was a kid. Dwight Clark who made the catch, number 87.
Matt, you have one?
49er?
I was thinking Dwight Clark. I don't necessarily have a favorite. I mean, McCaffrey's moving up the list even though he hasn't been there long.
And
I would say
Bosa,
Montana,
right?
Bosa, Steve Young.
Yeah, Steve Young was great. Now, speaking of McCaffrey, I remember about halfway through this season, I was going to take a futures bet on McCaffrey to win the MVP, and I didn't. He was like 5th or 6th. I don't know what he is now, but if you took a futures bet on the MVP, who would you take as a futures bet? NFL MVP route, because it's up in the air. Dak Prescott probably took a hit last night.
He did take a hit.
He took a hit last night, but you got Jalen Hurts, who hasn't been playing. I'd say McCaffrey and Purdy might be your leading two.
Same team. Well, especially after the Dolphins yesterday kind of proved, hey, we're still good without Tyreek Hill, right?
Even though they beat the Jets. I mean, the Jets. But yes, I know.
Hey, that's an elite defense, so they had to be careful.
You're right, Alex. No, you're right. You're right. That is a good defense.
At most books, Brock Purdy is the minus money favorite right now.
Is he really?
Yeah.
God, I wonder what the lowest round draft pick to ever win an MVP is. He was 7th round, right? Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't think an MVP is less. Well, Brady, I guess.
Brady's
right?
6th round though.
So there you go.
That 199.
I bet you it's Brady.
It's up there.
Well, yeah, I was campaigning for Brock Purdy weeks ago. Remember, we had that conversation.
We did, yeah.
But now at that price, you don't want to take it.
But how can you not give it to Brock Purdy? I mean, McCaffrey, yes, but Brock Purdy, he's the one who makes the engine go. All right, Ryan. RC Cola was his dad's first job. Oh, Ryan's watching the show.
Go figure.
Ryan McCormick. Ryan, we miss you as always. Does this mean I have to make another video running through the South Point parking lot when Ryan comes back? Did you see that, Matt, by the chance? Well,
I did, yeah.
I mentioned you in that.
I'm always down to edit some stuff.
His dad's first job. Wow. Frank Nicotero, Timberlake, and Beal were at the rodeo, by the way. Oh, wow. Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake's under a lot of scrutiny. Did you hear about this?
I did see this.
Okay, he opened the Fontainebleau.
Yes.
Now, have you been over there yet?
No.
You're going to wait for it to die down, right?
Yes. I haven't even been to Durango yet.
So. I know I haven't been to Durango either, although, Matt, you were at the Durango.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Smaller, but beautiful.
Right, and you put something in your wallet there from the Durango. Put some
did.
money in there. So the Fontainebleau, they hired Justin Timberlake to open it and perform. Rumor is they paid him $6 million. $6 million. Yeah. Yeah, he got $6 million to do a show. A lot of clips of the show. He does all the old hits. And then he posted a picture of him and Jessica Biel walking to their room after the show. And everyone went, that carpet looks familiar. He stayed at the Wynn.
Oh, my gosh.
So they had to pull it down. The Wynn kind of had fun with it, ripping on the Fontainebleau, like, oh, yeah, you get paid $6 million. And he still stayed at the Wynn because the carpeting in the hallway of he and Jessica Biel walking out, it was the Wynn. So he pulled it off his social media, but people had already had it up there. So if you get paid $6 million, stay there. You pay me $6 million to stay at a Motel 6, I'm staying at the Motel 6.
I don't understand why they didn't have his room booked and everything, though.
I don't know.
I know he's done stuff.
You would think he'd have the penthouse for the night.
Yeah.
There is a weird subset of people, both online and in person, that are obsessed with Las Vegas casino carpets. Have you noticed this?
Yeah.
There are people that recognize they'll get like a corner of the carpet. And they're like, oh, yep, that's the Bellagio.
Yeah.
It's crazy what people recognize like that.
I want to go to that meeting. I want to sit in with those people and party with them. Well, the carpet in the Imperial Palace back in '82. Now that was carpet. By the way, we've talked about this before. The carpet is it's not easy on the eyes, so it directs your head and your eyes, diverts your eyes from the floor and into the slot machines and the tables. That's not a hidden secret. Am I giving away facts here? Am I giving away
Nothing that's not already out there.
Jerry, start my car after the show. Yeah, not that that's already out there. All right, so did we open up Fast Takes? I think Ann already ran the graphic. We doing it anyway?
All right, begin.
There we go. We've already been doing Fast Takes for the whole show pretty much. I'm glad you guys are both here. Nailed it or failed it? How did your weekend go for you, Alex? Nailed it or failed it?
Pretty good. Totals were pretty good. I went 2-1 on Saturday because of the Colts and Steelers.
Yes.
Matt knows I've been riding the Colts overs in this game. I was like, nope, we're going under. Lost by the hook.
What happened on that game? Yeah.
Well, you tell me.
I know. Sorry, Jerry. Jerry, cover yours. Jerry, earmuffs. The Steelers blew that game. They're up 13-0. So I turned it off with 2 minutes to go because the Colts were running the clock out.
Yes.
Now, the genius that Tomlin is with time management called a timeout, forcing them to run and therefore get the first down. So on the fourth down, they kicked a field goal, taking the score from 27-13 or 40 points to 30-13 final 43, where the over was
42.5.
42.5. So you said you walked into a restaurant or what happened?
Yeah, so I literally parked, looked at the score, knew it was under the 2 minutes.
All right.
I was like, okay, I'm going in. Right when I got in there was a TV on, and I was like, what just happened?
Yeah, that's a brutal loss right there. But we did our parlay. Ryan, who's sick, but by the way, Ancient Mariner. Yeah. The Ancient Mariner, Jamie Moyer's nickname, says B-Town Dummy. His 48-mile fastball was mesmerizing. Why couldn't you go 49 mile an hour? That's the theme of the show.
That would have been too perfect.
Christian, he's not the funniest or brightest guy. We did a parlay. Ryan had the Bears.
He had the Giants.
He had the Giants. Yeah, the Giants did not. Oh, there it is.
I got the ticket right here.
What's the ticket, Matt? Read that.
So the ticket was Vikings-Bengals over 40.5. They tied in Boise State plus 5.5 in the LA Bowl, and Giants plus 5.5.
Okay, so Alex, being the expert she is, she won hers.
I got very lucky as well. Mine was the first game going on, and we needed 21 points in the fourth quarter. Thank you, Bengals, for showing up, and Jake Browning doing what he does. So we got there.
And let's talk about my loss, the UCLA Boise State game. Boise State was in that game first half. Then UCLA just goes nuts in the second half. Boise State just collapses. And so I lose that one. And of course, Ryan halfway through just puts a red X and texts a red X to me like you're a loser. Then Ryan, maybe he's ducking me, Alex, because in the text thread with Alex and I, Ryan goes, "Hey, Frank, when is the last time you won a leg of the parlay? Talking smack."
I was like,
Yeah, Alex, she was afraid to return.
I'm not in this.
Again, remember the first couple months of the show? Yes, Mr. Nicotero. Welcome, Mr. Nicotero. Go on. Would you like a water? Would you like room temperature or chilled, Mr. Nicotero? What could we do for you, Mr. Nicotero? Now it's, whatever. When's the last time you had a winner? Yeah, Alex, I'm talking to you. Or Ryan. Alex is here. Ryan being a jerk to me now. I don't know. I think you've had a few misses too. Anyway, we both missed.
Well, now we know he was sick.
Yeah, well, he's just sick over that loss, apparently. At least my loss was close. I was in my game. What happened to Tommy DeVito? Got whacked. He didn't play well at all. I had one bet. What did I win? I had a parlay I won. I had a parlay sitting in my open bets. And it was from a Laker game, and it was from like early November. I know. So I closed it with the Lions, and I won. So there you go. Lions look good.
I was on the Lions too. That was my only spread bet.
Yeah, boy, they looked really good. So there's nailed it or failed it. We missed on the parlay. Yeah, we didn't do well, but we'll get it back.
Yes, we will.
We'll be a Christmas parlay.
Yes.
All right, very good. All right, let's go to fast takes. Matt, what are we starting with again?
Could go with Ty Cobb if you want.
Ty Cobb. We're just going to go talk about Ty Cobb, probably one of the greatest hitters of all time. Oh, no. I want to back up to that parlay. Sorry, that's what I wanted to do.
Oh, yes.
Okay, speaking of parlays, there's a guy. Go ahead, show this. This gentleman online has a 6-bet parlay. So he's hit 5 of the 6, and DK Metcalf. He needs an anytime touchdown tonight from DK Metcalf, and it'll pay him over $58,000.
Yeah, the bet 600 to net 58,000 plus, and then the next one is this offer for a cash out. So again, he's in for $600.
He's in for 600.
He's in for 600, and the next leg.
Explain what a cash out is. What a lot of these sites do is if you're really close. Alex, maybe you could explain. Yeah,
Alex might be better, and it's one thing that really isn't offered at a lot of the books in Nevada at all, right?
Right. No, it's not.
Like
I think William Hill is starting to a little bit, or Caesars because they're together, but. Yeah, so if they think you're going to win, then they offer you a price, right? So
well, and case in point for this one, if you look at the graphic, again, he's in for $600. If he wants right now, he can cash out for over $16,000. Now, the DK Metcalf anytime touchdown is at plus 170, which is actually not bad odds by itself for a DK Metcalf touchdown. I don't know about you. We were talking about this before the show. If I'm this guy, I let it ride.
I have in my notes to talk about today on this show or with the Sports on the Book with Jeff Parles. Take DK Metcalf anytime touchdown.
Yes. So you're telling this guy to ride it.
Ride it. I mean, he's had 1 in 3 of his last 4 games, including the 3 against the Cowboys.
Okay.
And the Eagles are giving up the second most passing touchdowns. And
they have a banged up secondary.
They do.
Both starting cornerbacks are out.
Yep.
One of the safeties is out too, right?
Darius Slay.
Yeah, Darius Slay is out. So they've got at least 3 starting defensive backs not playing. I really like DK tonight.
Yeah, I let the guy. I mean, I would let it ride. All right. I mean, $16,000 would be a nice cash out. Buy some Christmas presents.
Drew Lock, because we saw Drew Lock last week against the Niners. He did well, and Metcalf had a touchdown.
And he's going to need a safety blanket.
The tough thing is there's no way to hedge this, right?
Yeah.
When you have a player prop.
You can't. When it's $600 for 16, you can't hedge that bet at all. But it's going to be exciting. I'm actually going to watch the game tonight, obviously, and I'm rooting for this guy. And I'm going to bet DK Metcalf's I'm going to do it.
Jump in with them, yeah.
I feel like I'm part of it, you know.
Yes.
I got $58,000 on the line, baby.
And this guy could be a jerk for all we know. We don't even know this guy. What's his name? Andy Slater or something?
I think that was just the guy talking about the bet. I don't know if that was his bet or
whatever.
not.
Anyway, we're rooting for you, dude. I hope you get it. Ryan McCormick, who's absent from school today, you better have a note from your lovely mother, who now follows me, by the way, on Twitter. So hello, Mrs. Ryan. He said Matt has also already mentioned Pittsburgh. So Jerry, I don't know what to do, man. Give us Monday.
I said that at the end of the show Friday. I go, let's start Tuesday because the Steelers play on Saturday. We have a lot to talk about. What do you?
Jerry goes, that's 5 times.
Yeah, but it's already been like 5 times.
We're due for maybe 1 or 2 more.
I know. There's one more. I can guarantee one more. Can we set the over-under at 7.5? I'll stay under.
Fair.
So I get 2. Only 2 more. All right. Only 2 more. Another comment. Thank you, Ryan. Who else? Lucky man. My brother got 2 hits off of Jamie Moore in the Division III College World Series. Do we have any black and white or kinescope footage of that? Because as we know, Jamie Moyer must have pitched. That must have been forever ago. They were at the rodeo, though. A little far from me from North Carolina. A little more. Oh, I see. Oh, I'm here. The show's the best when Alex is on. Someone wrote. Mindar. Mindar is a regular. Thank you, Mindar. We love having Alex here. She'll be back on Friday. Pittsburgh is the 5-timers. All right, shut up, Christian. All right, so anyway, Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb was born in 1886, so that he would be 137 years old today. Ty Cobb was a feared baseball, but one of the best hitters. He also separated his hands. Now, when I played wiffle ball as a kid, it was very strange. I think that baseball card actually kind of shows it. He separated his hands, which, of course, you're supposed to keep your hands together when you're hitting. But he left a little gap there. I don't know what it did for him, but he had 4,000 hits. Not a nice man, apparently. There was a movie, Cobb, where Tommy Lee Jones played Ty Cobb, and Robert Wool played Stump. The Stumpy, called him Stump. The guy who wrote a biography that I read as a kid, and I was like, man, they got to make a movie, because Ty Cobb lived a fascinating life. He apparently said that he was attacked by a mugger, and he killed him. So they checked records years later, and there was a man found in the alley where he said, dead. And Ty Cobb said he was stabbed by the guy, but he pistol whipped him to death. So he might have killed that guy.
Oh, my God.
I know. But he's in the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose is not. Ty Cobb also was being heckled by a fan one day at a game. Heckled, and he kept threatening the guy. I'll come in there again. Goes in there and beats the guy. And it turns out the story is the guy had no hands or arms or no legs. Well, if you don't have arms, can't have. If you don't have hands, you don't.
I'd
whatever.
be weirded out if you had hands with no arms.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then he beat this guy. But yeah, he was a hated baseball player. If you watch the movie Field of Dreams, they're like, yeah, Ty Cobb wanted to come, but we didn't let him. Ray Liotta. Then he does the Goodfellas chuckle. But yeah, hey, Goodfellas. But Ty Cobb. But here's why he's smart. He was the Georgia Peach, was his nickname. Invested in a little company called Coca-Cola with a lot of his money. And when he died, Ty Cobb, he was worth like 12 to 13 million, which with inflation, with the stock splits, if he had is $2 billion in stocks. He would have been worth like $2 billion from Coca-Cola, because Coca-Cola comes from Atlanta. So yeah, he bought into that. And he also bought into, there was another stock he bought. It was Coke and like another blue chip or whatever, but Coke and Chick-fil-A. I think it was Chick-fil-A back. Wasn't Chick-fil-A. But anyway, very savvy.
General Motors.
Jeez, it was GM. So I
mean,
you
don't have to be nice to be smart is the moral of the story.
There you go. But yeah, he died a very, very rich man, very hated man, but a great baseball player. Speaking of great baseball players, the current MVP, Ronald Acuna Jr., turns 26. He's only 26. Seems like he's been in the league for like 7 years, 8 years.
Incredible. You forget that a lot of these players out of the Caribbean and especially the Dominican can get signed when they're 16 years old. So he's 26. Sure. He's been a pro baseball player for 10 years.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow. Although sometimes with the birth certificates, he could be 28 or 29. There was a player, Alejandro Pena, a relief pitcher for the Dodgers and Pirates. The Pirates signed him late in his career, and this was when they cracked down on finding out the real ages and real names of players, and he was actually 3 years older. So his birthday was in like February or March during spring training, so they gave him 4 birthday cakes. Like, here, we missed these 3 or 4. He wasn't like 38. He was actually like 41 or 42. Miguel Tejada, I think, the shortstop for the A's in Baltimore, they busted him on camera doing an interview. They're like, how old are you? And he went, this is no more. And he left. So
you remember Fausto Carmona from Cleveland?
Yeah, but his real name is
Roberto Perez or something like that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
right.
he was Fausto Carmona for a while.
Yeah, he was using a fake name and a fake birth certificate. But happy birthday, Ronald Acuna, if you are 26. The guy did hit 40 homers, 70 stolen base. He was 40-70, which no one had ever done. Now, I want to say today is National Twin Day. You don't have a twin.
My brother is born on the same day as me, 3 years after me to the day. So
is there a name for that? It's kind of like kind of twinsies.
I don't know what that name is.
Twinsish. Yeah. Today's National Twins Day, and the reason I bring up National Twins Day is because my twin is also celebrating a birthday. Brad Pitt, the loudest laugh from Alex White ever on this show when I say my twin, Brad Pitt. She's literally Still laughing. Why is she not on camera? Show her on camera laughing at me. Thank you, Ann, our director, who's the best.
Don't yell at me.
I'm sorry, I wasn't yelling. Never yell at Ann. Ann's the glue to this show. Anyway, Brad Pitt, happy 60th birthday to Brad Pitt. How does he fit in the show? Well, he was in Moneyball. Moneyball, which was Ryan's favorite sports movie, and we did favorite sports movies, which is a great movie. Also, you want to talk about sports? He was in Fight Club, but I don't know.
Statute of limitations. I think we can talk.
We can talk about Fight Club? Because the first rule of Fight Club is...
Well, you're related to him, so you get to decide.
I know. Anyway, BP, happy 60th. I haven't sent a gift yet. One more. This is a Pittsburgh mention, Jerry. I'm sorry. This is my sixth one. Christina Aguilera's birthday today. Christina Aguilera. By the way, when I was a kid, I used to see her sing the national anthem all the time. You'd show up to Three Rivers, be like, oh, here's little Christina Aguilera, from North Hills, and she'd sing national anthem. And I remember hearing her on the radio when her first song was out. Hi, it's Christina Aguilera, and you're listening to Kiss 102.7. Here's my song. Then, like 4 years later, she was on the radio. Hola, this is Christina Aguilera. She became very Latina. She's from Pittsburgh. There's like one Taco Bell in the whole city. She's not very Latina. But anyway, we have footage of Christina Aguilera.
I do, because this is one of my favorite Christina Aguilera moments. Okay. This is from the 2002 MTV Video Music Awards. Her and Eminem were beefing at the time. Okay. Watch this. This is great.
Okay, here we go.
What's up,
Whoa.
New York City?
Yeah, that's what you're talking about, the accent.
The MTV
See?
Video Music Award for Best Male Video. A category where 5 good men are easy.
So I'm guessing Eminem is up for this award?
Yep.
Interesting. Eminem.
And look at his face. Look at that face.
He doesn't want to go up.
Not one bit. And we had to cut it down, but there's another probably minute and a half of him going up there, and he says something to her when she hands him the award.
Oh, yeah, because Fred Durst. It's in that song. Got Christina Aguilera, Carson Daly, or Fred Durst.
I think he's married to Kim. Hee hee.
Yeah, right. So anyway, here's the thing I'm going to say about it. This is a little game for anyone who wants to play. Ann and Jerry, you're in on this. Christina Aguilera went to North Allegheny for a couple years, my high school in Pittsburgh. Way after me, of course.
My rival high school.
Your rival, you're Pine Richland. Okay. So anyway, Christina Aguilera, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. If you start Googling, don't Google again, Christina Aguilera smells like, it's a food. What do you think the food item is? Take a guess.
I'm thinking something pungent. I'm going to say curry.
Okay.
I thought you were going to give us
I'm not going to give you multiple choice.
No.
Okay, I'll give it. Is it flowers, hot dogs, chocolate, or a fourth one?
It's got to be the fourth one.
What do you think she smells like, apparently?
Flowers, of course.
Google it. Start Googling it right now. Christina Aguilera smells like?
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs. It's hot dogs. Did you already Google it? No. You guessed. All right, Ann guessed. Apparently she smells like hot dogs, ladies and gentlemen. If you start Googling Christina Aguilera smells, it's hot dogs.
Oh, yeah?
My cousin went to school with her and told me this. It's a fascinating fact.
Fascinating fact.
Interesting.
I love Christina Aguilera.
I love Christina Aguilera.
She has a beautiful voice. She kind of was overshadowed, came at the same time
Her
as
and
Britney
Britney,
Spears, but beautiful voice.
And you sang Beautiful, which was probably one of her best songs. I am beautiful.
Yes.
I am beautiful. She does this a lot. Okay. Final sports bet. We're going to do this Mantis thing before we bring Chris Andrews in.
Yeah, watch this.
Okay, so IUP-UI is Indiana University of Purdue University of Indianapolis. Not to be confused with IUP, Indiana of University of Pennsylvania, 2.5 hours from Pittsburgh, Jerry. The home of Jimmy Stewart, by the way. Anyway, so this guy, I don't know if you saw this, Alex. He's kind of a social media guy. He worked with Barstool Sports. Chris, you'll love this too. He tried to check into a college basketball game, and he goes to the scorer's table wearing a LeBron James uniform. So there's a little chaos. He's at the scorer's table.
It pans over here in a second.
Okay. So here he is trying to check in a LeBron outfit, and the coach goes, no, we'll bring you back some other. You got to get off the court, dude. So he said, I'm going to go in. Then he says to the players, I got you. What's up? And they kicked him out. So he tried to check into a game. He got close. And if you go online, you can look at Mantis, and there's audio of him trying to check into the game. He has a LeBron uniform on.
What?
I don't know. He tried it. He got pretty far. He got to the scorer's table to check in and almost pulled it off.
Watch it from the beginning here. I want you to notice these two kids in the stands as well.
Yeah, those are his buddies.
Right here, those kids in the top middle. They're see what's going on.
They're screaming LeBron. They're like, oh my God, LeBron James is in Indianapolis because he's wearing the LeBron uniform. There's a clip of that with audio, so you can Google. Look at the ref. Look at the ref behind the player, by the way, looking over like, come on, we're so close to getting this game over with. Can we just get out of here? Who's this nerd doing this? Anyway, that was pretty funny. All right, you can close up Frank's Fast Takes if you'd like.
We could do that.
All right, that's enough of that.
That's enough of that.
There you go. Billy Gardell. Someone heard that. All right, checking live comments. My brother. Oh, so Lucky, man. Future baseball player, moving to Indiana State. He got 2 hits off of Charlie. Who's that saying? Charlie who? Charlie Green?
Who's that? I'm trying to find it. Oh, Charlie Green is his name. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, we got a lot of good comments. Thank you. What are our subscribers up to?
We are at 881.
881.
The drive for 9.
900 by the end of the week. Jeez. Anyway, we're going to bring in Chris. Should we just go to a commercial or just bring him in? Chris is here. Let's bring him in. Chris Andrews is here, ladies and gentlemen, sports director of the South Point Casino here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And his hometown is what, Jerry?
I think we know.
Jerry's throwing his arms up, ladies and gentlemen. And Alex, our sports betting analyst, she knows me so well. She said, Frank, don't try to do the no Pittsburgh mention show on Monday after a Steeler game. So
well, I'm going to take over really quick because since I have both of you and we're talking about Pittsburgh a lot. Okay. I found this guy at Enchant, and he was the only one, or I would have got you each one, but I figured he could just live here at the studio. I'll let Frank open this up.
Oh, Enchant was what? The event you went to over the weekend?
Enchant was the event at the Las Vegas ballpark. Over 4 million lights. It's incredible. Go check it out. Great spot for kids. They have a lot.
Oh, what is this? What is this made from?
It's handmade.
Look at this. It's a little Steeler.
Yeah, I thought we needed him for our studio.
Yes, we do.
Here.
And then this should rest on Chris's desk with his
I thought
all
that
his
too.
Steeler
I was
stuff.
like, it might actually have to go
I get to open it, Chris
I
gets
think
to
it
keep
should
it.
be in the studio, really.
Yes.
We should probably like right on that
Jerry,
little shelf
it says
right
Pittsburgh
there.
Steelers on it, Jerry.
It's like half elf, half gnome. I like it.
And it's
There was a Patriots one too there too. I was like, I wonder if Matt's gone down here and checked it out because they have a lot of vendors
really
there.
cool.
This is really cool.
And this Enchant thing, I think we might have to go check out, right? It's a bunch of lights and you walk around.
Bunch of lights. Yes. I do think it's geared for the kids because they did it very well. There's a lot of little things for them to step on with lights popping up and little kitty spot. But yeah, it's beautiful.
Sounds good. I like it. Thank you, Alex, for bringing that in. We'll put him with the Charlie Brown tree. He fits.
Perfect.
He fits. We're not even going to talk about that team's game from that city in the state of Pennsylvania. Chris, what's going on in the sports book, man? Let's talk Monday Night Football. Let's just jump into Monday Night Football real quick. We're talking about this DK Metcalf anytime touchdown. This guy's got this parlay on.
Yeah. The funny thing is, we don't know
who's throwing.
We don't know who's playing quarterback for either team right now.
So how do you come up with a line?
Well, nonetheless, Philly's a 3.5-point favorite. Is all I can tell you. And I got a ton of action on the game both ways.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. It's in Seattle, right? The 12th man. Philly's banged up. This is do or die for Seattle.
Yeah, I personally, I kind of like Seattle in this game. I just think it's such a big game for them that the old saying. The rabbit and the coyote. The coyote's running for a meal. The rabbit's running for its life. Oh. Seattle right now is running for its life.
I thought you were going tortoise and hare on me. I've never heard coyote and rabbit before.
Well, I got to educate you a little bit.
I know.
What did they teach you at North Allegheny? Not much of it.
Another Pittsburgh mention. I'm sorry, Jerry. I'm sorry. We've crossed. Oh, God. We're over the total.
Would you say the Eagles are a very public bet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
More sharps.
Now, would you consider the time zone when they do that, right? They're flying all the way from Philly to Seattle. Yeah. Again, it's not like they're flying on Southwest. They're flying.
Well, yeah.
They're not stopping in.
It's not like me and you flying. Frank, move over a little bit for God's sake.
Yeah, they have nice planes, but I know the bodies have to adjust. But primetime games, I mean, then it's not like
it means a little.
Yeah, a little bit.
How much? I don't know. Probably different for different teams and different guys. But it means something.
But Jalen Hurts did fly separate from the team.
He did.
Yes.
Yeah, because he wasn't feeling well.
That makes me think exactly that he doesn't feel well. Who's the backup in Philly? Nick Foles? Who's the backup? No, it's not Nick Foles.
Nick Foles is a professional pickleball player right now. No kidding.
He is not.
I swear to God, he won some event the other day.
Have you played pickleball yet?
I have.
I love pickleball.
I do too.
Have you played, Chris?
No.
We got to do a pickleball game then. Is there courts around here?
Plenty.
Yes.
I'll play some pickleball.
Courts everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, the tennis courts are vanishing everywhere.
Backup for the Eagles, Marcus Mariota.
Oh, Mariota.
Should have known that offhand.
That's not a bad backup.
Yeah, pretty
I don't know.
good.
So,
pretty good player.
Yeah, pretty good player. The Steelers were talking. Oh, I mentioned it again, Jerry. I'm sorry. They wanted him, but they didn't get him. So, all right. So, Alex, is there anything you like tonight? You want to talk about some stuff?
I'm with Chris. I lean towards the Seahawks here. I'm kind of waiting to see who is starting the quarterback position for both. But like he said, backs against the wall. Plus, I mean, Pete Carroll, everybody always talks about your coach, but no one really talks about Pete Carroll. And in his 13 seasons, they've made it to the playoffs in 10 of those. So this is a must-win game. I think they can win outright if they do win this one. They've got the Cardinals, the Titans, and the Steelers up next.
Oof.
So, yeah, big game for them. I know it is tough, though. Betting on the Eagle, that's why, I mean, to cover the number. Because the Eagles have lost 2 in a row. You
You are
don't see
wearing-
them
the
lose.
You are
Eagles-
wearing Eagles green, by the way, though. It's also the color.
Probably
of money.
not on purpose.
But, exactly.
But the Eagles really have lost a little incentive. They really have a clear path to winning the division, if nothing else.
Yeah. They're not going to get that number 1 seed, though, right? The Niners have that locked
Well, that still remains to be seen. There's a couple games left. Don't count on anything.
I know. Well, the Niners play Baltimore, right? Yeah. Next Monday night. There's 3 games because it's Christmas Day, Monday, December 25th. And right now, San Francisco's 5.5-point favorites over Baltimore. Boy, I like the Niners in that early. I don't know. I know it's too early to tell, but
Yeah. My numbers came to 6.5, so I guess I favor them a little. But like I said, power ratings just gives you a place to start.
okay.
Both of you, what do you make of the Patricia News now taking over for the defensive side for the Eagles?
Weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to tell you. Weird.
And I've seen 3 pictures. I've seen the story mentioned on 3 different media outlets, and every picture he always has the pencil in the ear.
Yeah.
That's his look. That's his hook. So always this, and he would shove it up in the hat. They do it in the hat.
Better than my dad used to have the cigarette in his ear.
Well, yeah. Did he roll his own?
He did at times.
Yeah, right. I saw my dad. I'm like, he's rolling his own cigarettes. I'm like, oh, that's a joint. Okay. Anyway, my dad was a DJ. It was legal back then in the 70s. I think it was, but my dad had that. All right, so it is Christmas. We're 1 week from Christmas, Chris. You love Christmas. We all love Christmas. We want to talk about our favorite Christmas movies or Christmas songs. I think we have both. All right, so are we going to my list first? Is this
You want to start with you?
Sure. I'll do mine in no particular order. I guess I did do them 1, 2, 3. But I have a Christmas story. I said it the other day. Christmas Story, which plays 24 hours on TBS or TNT. You can watch it. I always like to check it out. I went Bad Santa, small appearance by our boy Billy Gardell in there.
Yeah.
Now, again, this is not a family film, Bad Santa. It is a very hard R-rated film.
Definitely not a family.
Oh, my God. But it is hysterical. Now, there's also a sequel, Bad Santa 2, that is funny. Of course, it's not the original, but the original Bad Santa I saw in the theater with my sister, and we were crying. We were laughing so hard, and it's become a really weird, demented Christmas tradition. And Die Hard. I'm throwing Die Hard. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Let It Snow plays during the end credits. Come out to the coast for Christmas. Have a few laughs. I'm going. That's Nakatomi Plaza. Going Die Hard number 3.
Now, if Die Hard is a Christmas movie for that reason, is Goodfellas a Christmas movie for the same reason?
They do have a Christmas. Yeah, I don't know. No, that was just mine. This whole movie took place over the course of one night, which was Christmas, whereas Goodfellas took, that was 30 years.
All right.
I'm saying no. I'm putting the kibosh on that.
I almost put Just Friends in my list. Would you consider that?
That's a good one.
Yeah, is that a Christmas movie?
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds and Anna Faris.
Yeah.
Oh my, and Amy Smart, who I was.
I'm not familiar with that movie.
What's that?
I don't know that movie.
Oh my God, he's a really heavy set kid.
Oh, okay.
And
Goes back to high school.
Yeah, and it goes back to high. It gets Moose Jaw. They filmed it in Moose Jaw, Canada, I believe. And the temperature, all those outside scenes when he gets in the Porsche, it was like negative 25 degrees or something. Because I watched some clips of it online. It was the coldest winter like in history in Canada. Ryan Reynolds is Canadian. He talks about, he goes, that was the most miserable decision we ever made. He goes, a lot of those scenes, he goes, we did one take because it was just so cold. The cameras would jam up because it was so cold. He said that was one of the hardest shoots he's ever done. But that is a great movie. All right, Alex, we have your top 3 next.
Yeah, let's see Alex's.
So the classic with Tim Allen, Santa Claus.
Santa
That's
Claus.
one of my favorites. 4 Christmases, if you've seen it. Vince Vaughn's one of my favorite actors.
And you can't, Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn. Come on.
Yes, great together. Have to go to all the families.
Yep.
And everybody who has, some dysfunctional family members.
I think that's everybody watching. If they're
Yeah.
watching this show, they're
If you're in the gambling,
if you're
probably.
in the gambling world and entertainment world, you identify with that movie.
And then
yeah.
Christmas Vacation. Of
Christmas
course. Because I'm not a
Vacation.
big Christmas story. I never got into that one. So
again, I saw it when I was a kid in the theater with my family, and it was a bomb. It played in the theater for like a week or two. We saw, and I remember telling everybody how great it was, and it's grown to cult status. Yeah. And there's a sequel that came out last year that I somehow didn't watch, so I'll have to check it out with Peter Billingsley, who's grown up now. And interesting enough, Vince Vaughn and Peter Billingsley are best friends.
Oh,
they grew up together, and Peter Billingsley, if you looked at the credits on it, he might even be a producer on that because he produces a lot of Vince Vaughn stuff. And Santa Claus, if you look at the writers, written by Stephen Leo, they were a comedy team out of Chicago that I worked with a lot in Pittsburgh. Sorry, Jerry. And
you said Chicago too, though.
I know, I said Chicago. Stephen Leo, they were a comedy team. They were the funniest act I ever worked with. I loved them. So I went up to their hotel room in Monroeville at the Funny Bone. They were staying in the Radisson. And I went in, and this was, we're talking like 89 or something, so 90, whatever. And they had a computer and a printer in their room and papers everywhere. And I'm talking the printers, with the paper you had to rip. And I go, what are you guys doing? They're like, we're writing a movie. And I was like, oh, what movie are you writing? They're like, well, yeah, all we can say it's called The Santa Claus. It's about Santa. It's a Christmas movie. And I go, oh yeah, sure, that'll get made, right? Whatever. Santa Claus. They wrote that. They were writing. I saw them writing it.
That's a great story.
Isn't that a great story? Yeah. Steve and Leo. And I think they still get money because there's the TV show now,
yeah,
right?
sure.
Yeah, because characters created by. So they didn't do stand-up much longer after that. They kind of went, well, we have writer money now. All right. So, Chris, do we have your movies?
Yes,
I
we
knew
do.
this one would be in there.
Okay, start with Home Alone, which I think is, it's a great movie. It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. It really is.
I love that. And what's the one I have in second?
Trading Places.
Trading Places.
Trading
Dude, that was
Definitely a Christmas movie.
You know
That's
what?
a Christmas movie.
I gave Ryan a list of 5. I went 5 instead of 3. Trading Places was on there.
What was
I've
it?
seen
James
that.
Gleason, is that play?
Paul Gleason, I think.
Paul
is his
Gleason.
name.
I met him one time.
Oh, no way.
He's
He plays Beaks. Clarence Beaks.
Clarence Beaks. You know, in every movie, he's a total jerk.
Breakfast Club. He's the
He's
principal.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent like maybe 3 minutes with him.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Oh,
I
that's
love
awesome.
the guy. And of course, It's a Wonderful Life. I mean, how can you get,
I knew.
You know, it has to be, and especially guys my age, you know, It's a Wonderful Life. And when when Harry says, my brother George, the richest man in town.
Yeah.
How can you not get tears
Yeah.
in your eyes
Oh, yeah.
at that point?
Can you do a Jimmy Stewart at all? Can you do
No.
He's
Come
not
on,
even
try a
going
little
to try.
digital. Oh, my brother George. Oh, richest man.
No, that's as good as I can do.
Okay. I knew you'd have It's a Wonderful Life. I would have bet
You
money.
have to. I mean, I'm sorry, you have to.
Now, we talked about this when you were on the program last week or a couple weeks ago. I remember when there was a colorized version of that.
Oh, it was horrible.
Okay, I know. And my dad, furious. So on the TV back then, Matt, you could turn the color off. It was a little knob. You could make it go black and white, and you put it to black and white. So, he went and watched the colorized version. So I'm going to tell the honest truth. I never really watched that movie in its entirety. It would always be on TV.
Yeah.
Didn't watch it in its entirety until, I don't know, like 5 or 10 years ago. Way late in life. What's that?
And said same.
Same? Ladies and gentlemen, me and Ann are the same person. I hope you realize that.
Two peas in a
I didn't
pod.
watch it, like, literally till like 5-10 years ago. And I was like, this is a wonderful movie. Frank Capra.
It's great.
Great movie.
Great.
And I just saw a thing on TikTok. Now, have you seen the movie?
I don't think so. I think I need to watch both of those.
Trading Places is
Trading Places
one of the funniest movies of all time.
Yeah.
So you got to watch
And it is
that.
a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie, yeah. I still don't understand all the trading of orange juice.
Well,
all the stock stuff.
there's some artistic license.
Okay, so
there.
I'm sure, I know when they're buying and selling.
And plus,
Clarence
Jamie Lee
Beeks.
Curtis takes her top off.
I was not going to mention that, but I could just tell you that's about an hour and 8 minutes into
not
the movie.
70-year-old.
And you can freeze frame that on a VHS.
And not
Very clear.
70-year-old Jamie Lee Curtis, a young,
Yeah, that's a
bountiful.
discussion for the Christmas party. I don't know if we should, but I'll tell you a story about that. But yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, very attractive. Dan Aykroyd, come on, that's PCP, Angel Dust, Frank. I mean, it's one of the best. But It's a Wonderful Life. The swimming pool where they're doing the dance scene, Donna Reed and Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah.
And the floor opens. It's a high school gym, and it's Beverly Hills High School.
Right.
And the floor opens, and underneath the basketball floor is a pool. And it still works. Someone put a video of it just recently. It still works. They resurfaced the floor, but it retracts. The basketball court retracts, and there's a pool, and there's a dance scene where they're getting precariously close, and they don't realize it, and then they fall in, and everyone jumps in, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a wonderful movie. You have to watch it. It
really is.
I bet you NBC shows it this Saturday because it used to be public domain because we owned a video store, my family, and you could buy it for like $5 because all these companies put it out for cheap. But then NBC somehow got the rights, and they're the only ones who showed. It used to air on every channel.
Yeah, check it too. I mean, I know I've seen it on the big screen too.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to check and see maybe if it's playing one night this week somewhere.
Yeah.
You know.
The over-under on how many times you'll cry is
Well, one for sure.
one. So 1.5. Yeah. We'll set it at 1.5. But and did you do a list, or do we have Ryan's list?
I don't have a graphic, but I've got a list.
Go ahead. Let's hear your three.
I enjoy
You're
Christmas.
Here, Matt.
Not enough love for the Grinch, the Jim Carrey remake. I loved that one. Love that one. Christmas Story's on there. Me and my family would watch that and my number one choice every Christmas without fail, usually multiple times. And the number one, I'm surprised that it wasn't mentioned. Elf.
Yeah,
with Will
I know.
Ferrell.
Elf is great. It really
Elf
is.
is great.
Yeah.
And again, Elf, I saw in the theater and I liked it a lot.
Yeah, me
and
too.
Then I've watched it recently the past couple of years because she was and it is a great movie.
It's a terrific movie.
Just so many quotable lines, which
Yeah.
is a big part of my lexicon anyway, is quotes from TV shows and movies. So that's
Yes.
one of my all-time favorite movies, let alone Christmas movies.
And by the way, today is National Answer the Phone Like You're in the Movie Elf Day. So remember, like he answers, yeah.
Yeah, who invented that?
I don't, you know how there's like 4 of these. It is. I swear to God, look it up.
He picks up the phone and says, Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
That's it. That's how you're supposed to answer your phone today. Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
If I did that to my friends, they would come and wrap me up in a straitjacket.
We got to wait till one of your to one of the sportsbook supervisors calls you about a big bet today, and they got a guy on the hook for like $40,000 at the counter, and you just go, This is Chris Andrews. What's your favorite color?
And they go, green, the color of money. Are we winning or losing? But yeah, it's National Answer the Phone like an Elf Day. You can type it in. Someone tell me I'm not crazy. Yeah, those are good. All right, those are. I was gonna put Elf is very funny.
Yeah, songs.
We're gonna do music.
We got songs.
Songs. Am I up first?
Any
you
live
are up.
comments about people jumping in?
Frank gave me a list of 4 more movies and 6 songs after he set the limit of 3. Hey Ryan, why don't you take a nap? If you're sick, if you're truly sick, send a picture in right now to Matt. Let's see how sick you are. Probably at the Rango, rolling the dice.
Yeah, right.
At South Point playing blackjack. Yeah, I sent it a lot because I said, you know what? I'm the host. I'm gonna do 6. Why should he? You can't be live commenting if you missed the show.
See, he's going after you, but he's backing Alex up. He said Just Friends is a Christmas movie according to Rotten Tomatoes.
He's doing. By the way, see, he got mouthy on that tweet or that text thread, and now he's just coming after me. Ryan, what have I done to you? Okay. Anyway, I went rock Christmas songs. I went. Go ahead. I went Christmas rapping by the waitresses. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Spice Girls also do a version. Favorite rock song, Father Christmas by the Kinks. Father Christmas, give us some money. And then I went Darlene Love. Christmas, baby, please come home. Christmas, you know the song. It's in Gremlins, which, by the way, Gremlins, a Christmas movie almost on my list. David Letterman had Darlene Love on for 16 or 17 straight years, every Christmas. He only allowed one Christmas song to be sung on The Late Late Show, or The Late Show, and it was her. So every year they'd have to do a different version. They had the sax solo come out of the sky floating like an angel. Every year, if you can go on YouTube after the show before you come back for Sports by the Book, which is on today at 3. I got it right.
Oh, look at that.
You can watch YouTube. You can just hit David Letterman, Darlene Love, and there's a compilation of like the 15 times she did it on the show. So I think Letterman helped me make that my favorite Christmas song. Those are my favorite 3. Alex, why am I not shocked at one of these songs?
This is funny.
Oh my God! Read your list. The song's in my head today. Go ahead.
All 3 of us are going to be very
yes, very different by generations and ages. But I do like. You got Mariah on there.
Yes, of course.
You have to,
because it's a classic. All I Want for Christmas Is You,
which she wrote as a teen. She wrote at a young age, and she wrote it.
That's right. You were just talking about that last week.
Yeah.
And then NSYNC, of course. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, because it's a good vibe. You know, if you're decorating or anything, you got to play that NSYNC song. And then I put this up here because if you haven't listened to Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, and Jordan, I don't know how to say his last name.
Jordan Knight.
No,
Jordan Knight from Backstreet Boys.
They're all
he was in
O-line for the Philadelphia Eagles, which goes right to the night.
It goes to
tonight.
charity, right?
And they make a bunch of songs. That's my favorite. Baby, Please Come Home.
That's the same song.
It is.
Yeah, it's the same song. Christmas, Baby, Please Come Home.
They remade that. It's really good.
And I read somewhere that kept Taylor Swift out of the #1 slot, or Taylor kept that out of the #1 song on iTunes or something.
Taylor Swift and the Kelseys are just in the news no matter what. Yeah. It's like Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith. Everything I hear about them is against my will.
Hey, take her name out of your mouth. All right. Anyway, but by the way, when I got out of the shower today, there's an image for you. I took a shower, Ryan. I'm not laying in bed. I'm sick, but I'm going to come in on the show. Anyway, hi to Ryan's mom, who's lovely. Happy belated birthday again on Friday. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. NSYNC was playing, and that song's in my head now. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Oh, I hit that note, by the way. I think we all heard that. Anyway, good list. All right, Chris, Christmas songs. Chris's Christmas songs.
Okay, my list.
All
got it up there. Okay, first of all, Jingle Bells. Okay, now here's why.
Okay.
We had a piano in my house.
Oh, wow.
And I could play, I know the chords, and I could read the G clef. And that was a song we'd gather the kids around. We played a couple, but that was one that they get way into. So playing Jingle Bell, me on piano.
Wow.
And, the melody with my right hand, and I know basic chords. I can't do the left hand like a real pianist.
So I'm going to get a piano at Oasis tomorrow for the holiday party.
No, I tell you,
Chris is playing.
I went last year because, I had Joe Fortenbaugh and I talked about some things. He says, every year you should try to do something different.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I'm going to go back because I used to know a little bit to play the keyboards and all. So I went to go and I was like, I might go get one. And then I started playing a little bit. Man, I haven't played in 20-some years. I said, I'm going to do something else.
Well, when you played, could you play like some Billy Joel, Elton John, or contemporary stuff, or classical stuff?
I was going with Tchaikovsky.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
I was impressed. I was like, wow.
No, I know chords, basic chords.
Oh, I like that. Jingle Bells.
Okay, Jingle Bells. That's out to my kids. I don't know if they're watching or listening. Anyway, the second one, it's the most wonderful time of the year. And it's got to be the Andy Williams version. Got to be Andy Williams. And the best one is my favorite things, the Tony Bennett version.
Got to go Tony Bennett. Come on.
Tony Bennett version, my favorite things is, that's a great song of any genre. It doesn't have to just be Christmas.
I had an agent in Pittsburgh. I always have a story for something. There's an agent in a certain city, Jerry, Pittsburgh. I'm proud of it. He booked Tony Bennett for a show. And in the Tony Bennett's contract, there were 3 things you weren't allowed to do. You couldn't stare at his nose. You couldn't mention the word banana ever in front of him. And you couldn't jingle loose change in your pockets. Now, if those are true about Tony Bennett, I don't know. Dave Settlemeyer in Pittsburgh, he showed me this was a rider. It might have been just for fun. We don't know. But that was 3 things you couldn't do around Tony Bennett. Jiggle, loose change, mention the word banana, stare at his nose.
That's a hell of a rider.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Again, I've lived a long time. That's why everyone's like, you always have stories for stuff. I've lived. I've been around. So
those artists are weird.
Yeah.
So maybe it's true. I don't know.
I mean, but the fact that I went into a story with the Vince Vaughn I don't know. I got a lot of stories.
Okay.
Chris has a least favorite.
Something about Christmas I hate. 2 things. Okay. First of all, I hate when, and this was like one I heard yesterday. Actually, 2 I heard yesterday. Jingle Bells, I think sung by Jack Jones. Like slow it down. Jingle bells. Yeah. No, this is like a happy song.
It's a happy song.
And then my favorite things by Barbara Streisand. These are a few of my, no, sing that
sounded like
song.
Barbara was in the room right there.
Yeah, I know. And I love Barbara Streisand, but
Sure.
Don't sing it like that. But my most hated Christmas song, it makes no sense to me. The Little Drummer Boy.
It's a lot of people's favorite songs.
I don't care. Here's Mary and Joseph. Okay, we just got the kid down.
Right.
Oh, and here comes this guy. He's going to play his drums. Thanks a lot. Next time, bring a tuba and a saxophone. I just got the kid down, for God's sake. Exactly. Now you're going to come and play the drums and wake him up. Thanks a lot.
Oh.
Makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Hey, Frank's turning Mary and Joseph Italian here.
Yeah. What are you doing? You're banging the drum. The kid. I just put the kid down. Oh my God, that is hysterical. By the way, Jingle Bells. Do you know the version? My dad played this for me as a kid. My dad was on the radio, and every Christmas he did the barking dogs doing Jingle Bells.
Yes, I've heard that.
It was just dogs. Roof, roof, roof. Roof, 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 roof. It's just called the Barking Dogs Jingle Bells. Jerry, pull it up on YouTube. That's what we're going after.
I'll tell you right now, I would have liked that better than the Jack Jones version I heard yesterday. It was 10-1 over there.
The Barking Dogs, and they barked Jingle Bells, and I was saying how the NSYNC songs in my head. I don't know if I should have Barking Dogs in my head. That I might need to visit a doctor if I do that. I'll be at a store just going roof, roof, roof. This man's crazy. Get him out of here. Little Drummer Boy you hate. Wow.
No, that's just stupid. Like I said, they got the kid to sleep. Here comes this guy with his drums. Oh, yeah. Really, you want to aggravate somebody, like a nephew or something like that, get him a drum set for Christmas.
There you go.
You want to piss off your sister, your brother-in-law, whatever.
I had Do They Know It's Christmas by Band-Aid. I had the Eagles. Please Come Up For... I had some other ones there. But anyway,
some good ones.
Ryan McCormick songs, ladies and gentlemen. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Brenda Lee, if you're going with Brenda Lee. Brenda Lee was 13 when she recorded it. #1 song in the country last week. She's like 80 years old. Her niece or granddaughter tells her, guess what? You have the #1 song in country, starts crying. You can Google it or do it on YouTube. You'll see it after the show. Ryan also has Run, Rudolph, Run. Great song.
Yeah.
If that's Bryan Adams' version, there's many versions. Chuck Berry did it too, I think. And Winter Wonderland, Walking in a Winter Wonderland.
That's
I remember doing.
There's a lot of really good ones. Yeah.
By the way, Billy Squier, who Stroke Me was his big hit. Stroke Me, Stroke. He has Christmas is the Time to Say I Love You. That's one of my other favorite rock songs. A lot of people know that one.
I got a couple favorites that weren't mentioned by anybody.
What's that?
Kind of surprising. Last Christmas by Wham.
That's a good one.
That's one of my favorites.
Taylor Swift's version.
And Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah,
the live version.
That's another good one.
I like that.
How about Let It Snow with Dean Martin?
Yeah.
Do Let It Snow.
And on the Chris vein, I've got a least favorite.
What?
It's what's it called? The Chipmunk song by Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Oh, no, that's a good one. That my
It's the same as
sister-
the barking dogs.
Alvin!
It's the same as the barking dogs. You hear it like once and you're like, all right, that's kind of funny. But then you hear it.
Oh, my
times.
daughter wants me to mention the Christmas song by Nat King Cole.
That's chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a Christmas song.
Is that the Christmas song?
You know who wrote that song? Again, I've lived a long time. Mel Torme wrote that song.
Oh, really?
Mel Torme.
I was on Mel Torme Boulevard the other day.
I was on that the other day. I saw that. By the way, Mel Torme, my dad takes me to see a movie. I want to say the Buddy Holly story at the Cinerama Dome in 1976 in Hollywood. Mel Torme was in line for popcorn. And my dad goes, Mr. Torme. And he turns around, talked to us for like 5 minutes. I didn't know who he was until years later, but a nice gentleman. Met him at the movie theater. So I actually met Mel Torme.
I got some Mel Torme records. Love Mel Torme.
Records or they were like vinyl, Matt. I don't know. I don't know if
got
that
them
works.
like
I don't know if it
vinyl.
works
I'm
with
older than Ryan. I have a record player at home.
Ashley is her name. That is Ryan's mother's name. Very lovely woman who follows me. Anything? Alex, do you have any picks for tonight you want to give out?
I
We should
have
probably
a
do a
hockey
couple-
pick.
Yeah, let's do a hockey pick. That sounds good. It's very wintry.
Yes. So Seattle Kraken at Dallas. I like over 6. Juiced a little bit now, minus 120. These two have played 10 times since last year because they met in the playoffs. 9 of those went over, averaging 7.5 goals per game. And then Dallas, 9 of their last home games have gone over. Sorry, 8 of 9 have gone over. And Seattle, 7 of their last 9 road games.
So that bet, again, to clarify, is
Over 6.
on Seattle.
Total. No, both. Yes.
Or the total, yeah. Well, here's what I'm thinking. Here's a parlay right there. The Seattle Kraken Metcalf. The Seattle Kraken-Calf. Because I'm going to take DK Metcalf, any touchdown, and the Kraken over. Both Seattle teams playing tonight.
There you go.
So it's the Seattle parlay.
The Climate Pledge parlay.
But DK Metcalf for Kraken.
Yeah.
You remember when Chris
Make it work.
Collinsworth called him Decaf Metcalf?
No,
Yeah.
but that man, Chris Collinsworth, is now in the Broadcasting Hall of Fame.
Is he really?
They showed it last night. They showed him being who does the games with him? Is it Tirico? I don't. Yeah, Tirico.
It switches every year. It seems like.
Yeah, it does. But Collinsworth is in the Sportscaster Hall of Fame. Now, growing up, I hated Chris Collinsworth because he played for the Bengals,
Great
and he
player.
was good.
He's a great player. Yeah.
Great. He would go over the middle, and he made some very good catches against Pittsburgh Steelers. Jerry, Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay.
You're trying to kill Jerry.
I am trying. I know, and I love Jerry. Jerry's star on this show. Anyway, so DK Metcalf anytime touchdown. We're going for it. We're going with that guy on the parlay. And what's that?
Squad ride, baby. We're all taking it.
We're doing it. And you like tonight Seattle and Dallas going over the total. 6.5?
6.
6. So it's only 6. Okay.
Yes.
That was a wonderful show. It's Christmas week. We hope everybody. We're here all week. We have some great guests tomorrow. Jackie Marfugi, comedians coming in. Very funny girl. She'll be here live in the studio. She is the MC for the Magic Mike Show. Which, Chris, you've been to how many times, the Magic Mike Show?
My wife, many.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go. See if we can get some more tickets for her. Do we have the Barking Dogs by chance?
We'll have it for tomorrow. We'll
have
open
it for
with tomorrow.
We'll play it tomorrow. We're going to play the Barking Dogs. Anyway, and the director who yelled at me during the show. She yelled at me.
That's the best part of the show.
I know. Jerry.
Oh,
as
by the way,
always,
one thing.
Matt
It is
filling in.
Royal Crown Cola.
It is Royal Crown.
Yeah.
See, I thought so because then I started thinking Crown Royal, which I did a little older. But yeah, those cans I lugged around the country like $1. $1.
Good investment.
I know that was, and it wasn't baseball. I thought they were going to be worth millions and millions, so I kept them. And they're like steel, by the way. They're not aluminum cans. Like by the way, I've moved them successfully because you can't crush them. They're like,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
like,
I have some Iron City cans
yeah,
like
right.
that.
Some old
yeah.
Iron City beer, which is the local beer in Pittsburgh.
Jerry's going to start yelling at you now.
I know, Jerry. Everyone's yelling. Matt already mentioned Pittsburgh. All right, Ryan, do we have anything? Is Ryan? Did he take a nap yet? Is there a last comment from Ryan?
I think he listened. Gary Arlitz is also on that Brenda Lee song. Alex and I know Gary very well.
Oh, really?
He's my boss over at the Las Vegas ballpark where Enchant is. So
Yes.
And Ryan McCormick called Pete Carroll
his
Cheat
favorite.
Carroll, as Kevin Belenkoff likes to call him. And Kevin and Ryan even had a little back and forth on. Ryan's been a little testy lately. What's that? Spicy McCormick.
He's grown quite a bit.
He's grown. In 49 shows. Ryan has gone
He's
from
grown quite a bit.
yes, Mr. Nicotero to
First of all,
9 out of 20. What kind of number is that? It went back and forth, and then he's yelling at me on the text thread about.
I never heard him call you Mr. Nicotero.
I'm glad
Let a kid
somebody
dream.
said it.
All right, so Sports by the Book. Alex, you're on Sports by the Book today.
I am.
All right,
3
that's
o'clock.
coming up at 3 o'clock. They're going to talk a lot more Monday Night Football. I'd love to hear Jeff and Vinny's take on the game tonight. maybe we'll know who's quarterback in that game.
I hope so.
I hope we know by then.
I think it's Jim Zorn and Ron Jaworski are going to be quarterbacking for Seattle and Philly tonight. Good one. I loved Jim Zorn when I was a kid. All right. Thank you for watching the show, which officially I think has become our longest show. So that is our Christmas present to you, the viewers. Thank you for watching. Ryan, we hope you do feel better. We love you. Matt, you'll be here tomorrow too.
Yes, sir.
You'll be on the show tomorrow. All right, we got a good show tomorrow too in studio guests. Thanks for watching Punchlines, Lines, live in Nevada, every show. Roof, roof, roof.